good afternoon, everyone. Upon setting the title, I will be teaching you now about reason. What is reason, types of reason, and many other more. Okay, let us start. Mathematics in the modern world. A reason is the drawing of the inferences or conclusions from known or assumed facts. Okay, we have two types of reason. That is actually reason. And the first one is deductive reasoning. A deductive reasoning is a process of reaching a conclusion by applying general ideas called premises. So it means that here in deductive reasoning, premises are important. We need to consider premises for us to have our conclusion. Now, the common type of deductive reasoning is the syllogism. The syllogism is a form of a deductive reasoning where you arrive at a specific conclusion by examining two other premises or ideas. So in syllogism, we are to consider two premises for us to have our conclusion. Okay. Now, when I was reading this topic, I realized that there's a format that's being followed in constructing a deductive reasoning. Okay, the format that is followed is, okay, we have B applies C, A applies B, and the third sentence is which is our conclusion, that is A applies C. So it means that our deductive reasoning, if it is following this format, then it is an indication that our situation or all the statements are in deductive reasoning. Okay, let A later this will appear later. B as yellow, C as orange, and A as blue. Okay, syllogism is like a transitive property of equality. If we still remember a transitive property of equality, it states there that if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. Now, let us, when I was reading this topic, I realized that there are criteria that deductive reasoning is following. Okay, this is just, actually I made it just for me to easily identify what is a deductive reasoning. So I have identified a format, the first one, and the next one, the second criteria. The first criteria is the format that I have told you earlier, that is B applies to C and A applies to B, while for the conclusion that should be consisted of A applies to C. Okay, the next criteria is the conclusion is precisely true with regards to the premises. Okay, so it means that the conclusion is exactly true, of course, basing on the premises that we have. Okay, now let us discuss let me show you what is a premises. A premises, based on the definition, a premises is a previous statement or proposition from which other is inferred as a conclusion. So from the word itself, premises, it is a preview. It is a previous statement. Okay, it's a previous statement which is okay. It is a previous statement which where the conclusion is being inferred from. Okay, next one. So we have the first example is that the example number one is all women are smart. Okay, Rona is a woman. Therefore, Rona is smart. Okay, let us use the first criteria. Okay, the B implies C, or let's say, okay, B implies C, A implies B, and for the conclusion, A implies C. Let's say if it follow or consist the first criteria. Okay, let's say our first is, okay, that is actually color yellow, so it means that it is letter B. Okay, implies at the center. Okay, so since smart is color orange, then it is actually letter C. Letter C. Let's say that is letter C. Then since Rona, the word Rona is different from the other two at the first sentence, then we are going to substitute it to the remaining letter, which is letter A. Okay, letter A. Letter A implies to what? Implies to, since woman and women are just actually the same, it's just that they are different when it comes to, because the other one is singular and the other one is a plural. So they are different in that way, but they are actually the same in the aspect of where they are pertaining to. So we have letter B. Okay, now the last one, which is our conclusion, it is therefore Rona is smart. Okay, therefore Rona is smart. Rona is letter A, since, okay, let's substitute it, implies to what? Smart is letter C, since it is just similar to the last word in the first sentence. Okay, so we have letter C. Okay, here we are. It means that the first criteria is correct in this example. Okay, what about the second criteria? Okay, our statement is that all women are smart. Okay, this is a statement. Then the other one, so it can be true since it's actually a statement. All women are smart. Okay, so true. It is a statement, previous statement. Okay, the next one is Rona is a woman. Okay, that is actually a statement that is based on a what someone's know. Okay, so it is true. Now here we need to check the conclusion if it is true with regards to the premises. Okay, basing on the premises. So we have therefore Rona is smart. Okay, since Rona is a woman, therefore she is smart. So this is actually correct or true based on the premises that we have. So okay, so it means that the second criteria is covered in this example. So this example is really a deductive reasoning. Okay. The next one, we have another example. Our example is civil engineers construct buildings. Okay. The next one, Rona is a civil engineer. Therefore, Rona constructs buildings. Okay, let's check if it is covering the first criteria. Okay, the first criteria, so we have, let's say this is letter B, implies to, okay, letter C, construct buildings. Let's say this letter C, and this actually orange, and that is letter C. Okay, Rona, since the word Rona is different from the other two at the first sentence, so this can be substituted by the remaining letter, which is letter A, and that is implies to, since it this they are just equal. Wait. Since they are just equal, so we are to put B here. Okay, since civil engineers, they are just equal. Okay, therefore, for our conclusion, it says there that therefore Rona constructs buildings. Okay, so Rona is letter A, as what we know, implies to what? To letter C, which is orange. Construct buildings. They are actually, if we can say, they are equal. Okay, they are equal. So no, it's letter C. Sorry. Implies to C. As what we see, they are actually equal. So, if we can see, this example, consisted the first criteria, and it passed through that criteria. Okay. The next one, let's check the next criteria. Civil engineers, let's check if all of the statements are true. Okay. Civil engineers construct buildings. Then that is actually true. They construct buildings. True. Then Rona is a civil engineer. Okay, so Rona is a civil engineer based on the statement. Then, for our conclusion, we have, therefore, Rona constructs buildings. So that is true based on the premises that we had. So true. So it means that this example passed through the second criteria, and we can say that it is really a deductive reasoning. Okay, that is, the example number 2 is a deductive reasoning. Okay, the next one. Okay, the next one we have number 3. Let us check if this example is a deductive reasoning. Okay, the statement is that all eagles fly. An airplane flies. Therefore, an airplane is an eagle. Okay, so let's check if it passed through the first criteria. Okay. So the first sentence is that all eagles, let's say all eagles is letter B. Then implies to fly. That is letter C, let's say. Okay. Then an airplane, since an airplane is different from the two at the first sentence, so we have letter A for an airplane, implies to flies. Flies and fly are actually similar, so we have letter C. Okay. The next one we have, so our conclusion is that therefore an airplane is an eagle. Okay, an airplane is A and letter B. If we can see, the format is being cheated by this example. So it means that it did not it did not pass through the second criteria. So in this situation, we can actually say that this is not a deductive reasoning. Let's check the second criteria. Okay, even if it pass, or even if it pass after checking the second criteria, it will not be a deductive reasoning anymore because it failed to consist the first criteria. So all eagle fly based on the statement all eagle fly. Okay, so true based on the statement. Okay, so an airplane flies. Okay, an airplane flies. So this is true. We can actually see that an airplane flies. Okay, an airplane. So therefore, the conclusion is that therefore, an an airplane is an eagle. So definitely, this statement is false because an airplane is not an eagle. Definitely, this statement is false because an airplane is not an eagle. So this is false. So it it also failed to cover the second criteria. So this example is really, I mean, is not a deductive reasoning. It's not a deductive reasoning because it did not pass, or it did not consist the two criteria. Okay. Now, the next one we have the next type of reasoning is what we call the inductive reasoning. It is the process, inductive reasoning is the process of reaching a general conclusion by examining specific observation. So we are actually having our conclusion in this type of reasoning through our observation, through what we observe. So here are some examples. The first example is that yesterday morning, Lisa went jogging. This morning, she jogged again. Therefore, Lisa will probably jog tomorrow morning. So, we are not sure if our conclusion will happen, but because of our observation, for us, it will be true. Okay. The next example is that find the next figure. The first figure is that it is square. It is square. Then the second figure, a square is being put another square inside, and so on. So it means that um, that the next slide is a square being put another square and another square and another square inside. So here it is. Okay. The next example is that we have numbers. We are asked to find the next term. Okay. Since every number is just added to get the next number, so the last term, the next term is just actually um, the product of 2 plus the preceding number. So that is 8 plus 2, that is equals to what? That is equal to 10. Okay. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy this lesson. I hope you learned a lot. And for you to know the difference between the two is that Deductive reasoning has a true conclusion, while inductive reasoning has a probable conclusion. Probable, which means that you are not sure if that conclusion will be true, but because of your observation for you, they will be true. Thank you.